I can see there is a question from Alan Rule in chat box. Are there signs when the ego lets go and starts to dissolve? Yes, there are so many signs when the ego is dissolving. The most important sign is peace. You feel peace irrespective of the situation. Another sign is acceptance. You accept whatever it is. Acceptance doesn't mean that you will not be doing what you're doing or if a situation needs to be sorted out. But whatever happens or happening, you accept. Another important sign is contentment. You're contented with whatever you have or you don't have. Because who is not happy? Who is frustrated? Only ego. Only the ego sense. We don't call it ego, it is ego sense. It is a false sense. It is a fake sense. It always does everything for itself. It has a story to tell. And this is the problem even in spirituality. Ego wants to be spiritual, ego wants freedom. While freedom is when there is no ego. Yes, there are signs when the ego is dissolving. Earliest sign is dispassion, vairagya. You are not interested in all the mundane things in the world, all the types of sensory indulgence, all the gossip. This is very early sign. Another important thing is mind settles, so there are less thoughts, less intrusive thoughts. Thoughts have no power on you. You feel more silence. You are that silence. And then there are some things which may or may not happen. Around you, which in Hindi we call siddhis or occult powers. And they can be the last trap. Because when you touch raw energy, it is like you are touching an omnipotent cell which can change into anything. So you have an opportunity to change anything to anything. But do you have an intention to do that? That intention is always coming from ego. And if ego is dissolving and you get that power, it can ruin your life of liberation. It can bring you back to, or maybe worse. It's like last trick of the mind. Because all these siddhis are also of the domain of this world. Some object, some being, some thing, some situation. Even if you have something, don't tell anyone, don't even use it. If someone sees that it is happening, Bhagwan in his time, things happening through him, he always denied. So you can say he's a liar. He's doing things with occult power and he's saying he's not doing. But that lie is good because he doesn't want others to see him as some magician, and others also wanting the same types of things as he has acquired or has come to him. He never put importance. Actually, he discouraged it. And on other times, he just kept quiet. So that can be the last obstacle. Because there are people who have all these occult powers and siddhis, but they are not liberated. So these are very early milestones. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, that is better. Bhagavan used to say, people who get occult powers, somewhere, sometimes, somewhere in their life, this life or past life, they must be looking for it or they had some intention. That's why it came to them. But most important thing is you are at peace. You settle in that beautiful peace within you. All the chattering mind goes away. Why? This jewel, which we call as self, Brahman, it is within this body, outside this body. In this body, it is like covered by 4 layers of this body. This is only to explain, but these all layers are all together in a living body. Only the food body is left when a person dies, and rest of the 4 layers goes with it. What is ego? Ego, aham, comes from this intellectual sheath. And its accompaniment is mind sheath, which produces all these thoughts. Mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts. In our deep sleep, all the sheaths disappear for that moment, except one sheath is left. Bliss sheath. Ananda. Because in deep sleep, though we don't know, but we are in that ananda, that bliss. But actually, it is not a bliss sheath, it should be called a sheath of ignorance, because that is like a covering which is not allowing that awareness to manifest in that deep sleep. And that is the reason why we don't know that awareness till that gates are open. And that will open when the ego has dissolved. A lot of people have darshan, that small openings, and then it closes, and then they are sort of struggling to be back to that which they have seen. But one good thing that seeing does is that they have tasted that bliss. Now they are mad after that bliss. And they want it back. What we want is what we are. What we are looking for is where we are starting. What has happened is that what we are is one step in, and we are looking one step outward. We are looking through projection of the mind, but if we keep that mind quiet and look within, it is already there. It is eternal. It has never changed. Biggest obstacle is your identity with the body, with your story, with your name. People are so much possessed by this name that they think this name is most important. So in the Indian ashram tradition, their name keeps changing. So the person doesn't remember the name or have no attachment to name. We are not just attached to the name, we are attached to our parents, our heritage, our culture, our religion, our country. We have so many attachments. These are all names and attachments of this body, which only purpose is to know your own self and finish this story forever. But problem is once we have been given this, we think we are this. Only this body. And we see word as separate from this body. And then this struggle starts between this body and the word. What a pity. We start acquiring things, beings, objects in this word, thinking we are separate from this word. While if you stay as awareness, you know this whole word is you only. What to leave, what to acquire, what to give up, what to take. It is like a person living in a house, which is, he's the owner of house, he's the owner of everything in the house. But in this house, in a room, he start collecting things from different rooms. And someone asks, what are you doing? He says, I want this, I want this. What does that mean? People might think he is a fool. But we all are that fool. Everything is projection of our own mind. Everything, good or bad. Understand this truth. Thinking I am this body and things are outside me is nothing but illusion, duality. It is so much entrenched in our mind, our identity with mind. Even after listening to it, you stay like that. Just be still in your seeing. Don't give energy to mind. Mind continues only if you think you are a person. Mind serves only ego. In reality, only thing which we want to leave us is our ego sense. Ego sense gone, mind has no role to play. Before a thought arises, it is our intention to achieve, to do, to take, to reject, to like, to dislike. That creates a thought, and that thought leads to some action of the body or change in our environment. There is a great power in mind which can change people's fortune. That is the reason if you go on internet, you look on power of mind, there are so many new age gurus. They themselves are billionaires and they want you to be billionaire. And you can become billionaire. But what would we do with that money? It is like buying a bigger golden cage for yourself, nothing else. You are still in this trap, whether rich or whether poor. Money is not an issue. Issue is your ego sense, which keeps you very small. Why we need money to acquire things? And you are projecting everything. Now you want to acquire from your own projection. How silly it looks. But that's what we all are doing. Another stupid thing we all do is trying to impress others. Who are these others? Our own projection of mind. But we, through ego sense, feels they are different, they are other. And spend all of our life to impress others. Understand truth and you will be free in no time. Your thousands of actions every day will drop. And so all thoughts. Because you are building castles in air of no value. If you don't trust me, see anyone's life who is now dead. Where is that person? Only dust. Whatever a person acquired in his life with so much of struggle, what happened to that? Was he able to take that all stuff? Then what was those efforts? You can say for his family. But where is he? Is he having another family now? We have done this so many times. People talk about scams and fraud. This is the biggest fraud. Life is the biggest fraud. But still, we don't understand this. You know why? Because we try to compare our notes with others in our dream, and others are as ignorant fools as us, and we think this is life, and so we suffer like others. Go within and find the truth. It's a big joke. Only problem is to find this truth, you have to use the same instrument, that attention, which is projected outwardly in this word with your interest. If your interest is within, then the journey starts within. Then this illusory word starts melting away for you. Mind stays still, ego is there. And when mind is there, the word is there. Until there is ego, there is no freedom. Allow this ego to melt away. You have to allow it. In this word, we try to find solutions for our problems. There is one solution to all problem. Know yourself. And all problems will disappear. Don't please your ego at any cost. If you want to please that pure awareness. The best method to please pure awareness is being still. Listen to your own pure silence. In spite of having these thoughts, ignore all of them and abide in your pure silence. Even if you can't hear this silence right now, but be a devotee of this silence. Thoughts will come. They want you to take a shape, a form, a name. You abide in your stillness. What damage these thoughts can do. If you don't buy to any of these thoughts, what can they do? They can keep knocking on your door. Perhaps may keep you awake whole night. But if you don't engage, what can they do? But problem is when they knock on your door, you immediately bring them in and then you suffer. You don't even wait. Especially if those thoughts talk about your ego, talk about suffering. There are these palmists and astrologers on the roadside. I think in every country, but in India I have seen them sitting. You go to any of them, they will always tell you the same thing, that you are a very honest, humble man, hardworking, and people around you are selfish, and you struggle, you can't achieve what you want to achieve. Failure comes to you, success comes to others, and you believe it 100% because that's what you also feel. Every ego feels the same. So these thoughts also know us. They are not different from that astrologer. They know what we like. Though we hate these thoughts, but we love. It is a love and hate relationship. We want action, we want drama. That's why we love all these movies, which has a lot of drama in it. Tragedies. And people say they love excitement. People even say they love stress. I was seeing a lady, she said, it is a eustress. It keeps me on my toes and I can achieve a lot of stuff if I am stressed. I don't want to leave it. So who wants freedom? That is the reason thousands of people, millions of people go on this path. And one gets that freedom. It is not that it is a failure on so many people. It is only because they are in dubious mind. People come on the path of spirituality for so many reasons. Most of them come to gain something in their own life. Life of ego. And that pure awareness is full of compassion. It can give you that also. We cannot blame anyone if we are not free. There's harmony in this silence. It is the source of your own mind, source of this whole world. And it's none other than you. Silence is self, and you are this pure silence. Rest all is external to this. Only thing which you can claim as you is this silence. And this silence is peace. Thoughts come and go, silence stays. For mind, silence can be boring. Mind is nothing but noise of thoughts. It can revolt, but if it stays longer in this silence, silence dissolves it. And then mind becomes one in this pure silence. Ego gone, mind has no role to play. What is left is nothing. Pure emptiness. Now, the one who was trying to be free is gone. Now, who can claim freedom? Only emptiness. How strange it is. Occupier has gone, but the body continues for a while. So, who lives in the body now? The one who is living in the body now is not dependent on the body. Only ego is dependent on this body. That I am the body sense. If that is not there, then only pure awareness is there. It is same with or without body. Body has demands and requirements. Awareness has none. Now, when this awareness leaves the body, body will be dead. Body survival is dependent on awareness, not the vice versa. And you are pure awareness, always free. Abide in this pure silence. You are this pure silence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.